Hello, whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Will you look at that? The things you find in Doel in the port of Antwerp, a rather desolate place, in fact, a village, a town that has been evicted for the enlargement, the expansion plans of the port of Antwerp, but more about that in one of my other videos. Because here I have a very special bottling indeed, another Caol Ila, but from WhiskySponge. Now, WhiskySponge, you may not be aware of WhiskySponge, but WhiskySponge is actually run by a guy who knows his way around whiskey and words, because obviously you may be aware that WhiskySponge is a satirical blog in which my good friend Angus McRaild, who is secretly the strong man behind WhiskySponge, actually mocks everyone and everything that has to do with the whiskey industry. And it was only a matter of time before Angus would actually start to bottle his own cask selections. And here we have a first fill hogshead Caol Ila from 2010, which was bottled in 2020 at 9 years of age. And so 183 bottles at 57.1% ABV we have here. Now, the funny thing is that all his labels are actually a bit of a cartoon. And if you take a close look at this one, it's actually quite funny if you know what it's about. Because here we see the Lord Sponge as a Jedi who attacks an X-Wing fighter that is piloted by none other than Dave Bowman. Dave Bowman? Who is Dave Bowman? So, well, if you know the story behind it, it's actually quite funny. But if you don't, not to worry, because of course we are here to talk about what's inside the bottle, and that is a 9-year-old Caol Ila from a first fill hogshead. Right, that's the one I will be trying today. And like I said, 57.1% ABV, and it's got this full golden color. Let's find out if this Caol Ila is any good on the nose. Oh my God. It's beautiful, beautiful. I get some sweet vanilla immediately, overpowered by cold ashes from the barbecue the day after. I get some green olives, some tobacco leaves, some wine vinegar, some caramelized wood, and a drop of Tabasco. This is actually quite complex and broad. I get some stockfish, some dried kelp as well. And it seems as if a single peach has lost its way and ended up here in this Caol Ila. Absolutely stunning nose. Wow, on the palate. The alcohol is pretty well integrated, because even at 57.1, quite drinkable. And I do not feel the need to add any water, nor am I gasping for breath. So very well integrated indeed. It starts very sweet now, with ashes and wood. They vie for attention. Ashes, wood, sweet notes, vanilla. There's a lot going on here. I get some candied ginger and some licorice as well. Some chili pepper indeed. It's quite feisty. And mid-palate it suddenly turns quite maritime, giving all these typical DNA notes from Caol Ila, some oyster sap, some dried kelp. Beautiful. Now, the bottler jokes that you should add a bit of recycled dinosaur urine, which basically is a very elaborate way of saying add some water. But I don't have any water on me, nor do I feel the need to add any water to this. But I'll try that later, maybe. Let's go for the finish now. Very, very long. Very powerful as well, nicely smoky. And it's mildly drying as well, with some tobacco leaves again, some black tea that was left too long, if you know what I mean. And if it makes me long for another sip, in fact. You'd almost forget that Angus knows his way around whiskey as much as he knows his way around words. And this is a beautiful whiskey, absolutely. Delicious, delicious release. And that, my friends, is all for this Whiskey Rambling. And I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you.